Brave Endeavors, mountain bike strength training. I want to go over a common issue that a lot of cyclists have, which is back pain when riding the bike. Now, disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, and if you experience any numbness, tingling, or intense pain, please consult your physician, okay? And this video is by no means a one-fix-all or complete or comprehensive cure for your issues, okay? That being said, there's some common issues that a lot of people experience that I'm hoping to address in this video. One of the primary causes for back pain on a bike is your bike setup. I definitely recommend getting a professional bike fit. It can do wonders for your overall comfort and setup on the bike. Once you know your bike setup is fit for your body, there's a couple other issues that could potentially be going on to create pain in your back. So if you think about the position that you're in on the bike, you're sitting on the seat and you're reaching for the handlebars. Okay, now if you don't have good flexibility in your hamstrings and your glutes, your pelvis can't rotate forwards in order to bring your torso to the bars. And so instead of lengthening through your hips and your pelvis, what ends up happening is we lengthen through our back and we get this really big round in our back, and that creates a ton of tension here, which is what can cause pain for a lot of people. So oftentimes the reason that happens is we're tight in our hamstrings and in our glutes, and frequently a tight muscle is a weak muscle. Okay, now that's not always the case, but oftentimes it is the case, and if it is, you can do some exercises to strengthen those muscles to help give you a little bit more length to get you to those bars in a more anatomically appropriate position. So I'm going to go over a couple exercises you can do to strengthen the hamstrings, the glutes, the back, and your core muscles. So the first one, grab a band, and this is a banded bridge, or a banded glute bridge. Okay, so you're gonna loop the band up around your knees, get down on your back, and you want your chin tucked, heels so that you can reach them with your fingers, and then you're gonna lift your hips up slowly, okay, and think about lifting one vertebra at a time, really squeezing your glutes, lifting those hips up, squeeze, 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 and then come back down, again, vertebra by vertebra, so moving slowly. And then when you get to the bottom, really pressing your sacrum or pressing your lower back into the floor. Now, as I'm doing this, I want to keep tension on the band, okay, so I'm not letting my knees come in. Okay, so again, squeezing those glutes as I lift and coming back down. Okay, make sure your chin stays tucked here to keep you in anatomical alignment. Then go ahead, keep the band around your knees. And so the next one is a banded squat, okay? So you really want to work to keep your chest up here, those knees pressed out. Go down as low as you can, keeping the natural curve in your lower back, okay? Now, for a lot of people, they're limited either by their hip mobility or their ankle mobility. So for me, it's my ankle mobility. So one thing you can do is lift your ankles up a little bit. And then as you come down, get into a nice low squat and have someone film you or film yourself so that you make sure you're not rounding here. Okay, keep that chest lifted, come up, and keep the knees pressing out the whole time. All right. Then the next one, and I really like this one, you're gonna get into a little bit of a bend. Okay, so a little bit of a hip hinge here. Keeping your chest upright, knees pressing out, and then I'll do it from the front first. You're just gonna tap out. Okay, and we're looking for about 30 taps here. Trying to keep your pelvis nice and stable, so not rotating at all. And you really want to feel this in your glute more than your quad. So cyclists, we tend to be really quad dominant. So if you're feeling that burning sensation in your quad, shift your weight back a little bit so it's a little bit more in your heels and really try to turn on that glute. Okay? As cyclists, remember, we're pretty much always doing things with one leg at a time, so it's so important for us to be able to engage one side of our body while keeping our core and our pelvis stable. So this is a really good exercise that translates directly over onto the bike. Then our next one is a little bit of core work. So you're gonna get down into a plank. All right, now with the plank, you wanna make sure that your hips are in line with your body, that they're not sagging down, and then you're not too high up, okay? Feet can be wider than hip distance apart here, and hands, elbows, and shoulders should be in alignment. Then you're just gonna lift one hand at a time, bringing that hand to your chest, and trying to keep, again, your pelvis nice and stable here. So you're not rocking back when you do this. Just engaging those abdominal muscles, keeping nice and strong, and not letting those hips sag, okay? When you first start doing this, you might only be able to do a couple on each side before your hips start to sag, so build up slowly over time, and that's gonna give you some really good abdominal strength. All right, the last exercise I'm gonna go over are back extensions on the ball. So this one's really good for strengthening the erectors. So you're gonna place your hips over the ball. Okay, now you could do this with your feet up against the wall or on the floor, meaning not pressing against the wall. You can get a little bit more hamstring engagement if you do have something to press into. So you're gonna come over and fully round on the ball, and then lift up and really squeeze the glutes and engage the hamstrings, and then round back down and up. Okay, move slowly through those. Really feel that engagement in your lower back. That should feel really good. Start with just a few of those exercises and then build up over time doing more reps. Let me know how they go. I hope they help. Stay healthy out there, stay active, and be brave.